Was October 10th the day that DeFi died? If you look at the raw numbers, it sure looks like it. On October 10th, following a surprise US tariff announcement, crypto witnessed the single largest liquidation event in history, $19 billion wiped out in hours. Bitcoin crashed 14%. Solana wicked down 20% to $170, and the headlines immediately screamed that crypto is a rigged casino. But I dug into the on-chain data and I found something that the mainstream media missed, something that changes this entire narrative. Of that $19 billion in losses, the vast majority didn't happen in the spot markets from a price dip. It happened in the leveraged casinos, both centralized and decentralized. In fact, the single biggest site for liquidations wasn't the biggest centralized exchange, it was Hyperliquid, a decentralized perp exchange. But here is the critical difference. While Binance was halting withdrawals and their internal oracles were failing, causing assets to depeg, Solana DeFi protocols like Jupiter Drift and Camino had 100% uptime. The code didn't break, the traders broke. So no, DeFi didn't die. Leverage died, and the users who treated DeFi like a casino got punished. We are still feeling the effects of this crash today, with rumors swirling of big firms getting caught and being forced to liquidate large amounts of their holding. Today, I'm going to show you why October 10th was actually the Independence Day for Solana, why safe loans ruined thousands of investors, and how to finally use DeFi for its true purpose, peer-to-peer cash, not peer-to-peer gambling. To understand why this crash was different, we have to look at the infrastructure. When the panic selling started, Binance, which is the biggest exchange in the world, buckled. Users reported login failures. There was a depeg of the Athena USDE stablecoin on their platform, which threw off the oracle pricing for other assets like Wrapped ETH and BN Sol by nearly 80%. If you were on Binance, you were trapped in a burning building with the doors locked. But on Solana, the blockchain didn't halt. The oracles didn't lie. And unlike Ethereum and its many L2s, the fees were still very low. In fact, Ethereum fees spiked to $1,000, and even Arbitrum fees spiked up to $100. Vitalik himself once said that fees at this level are considered a liveness failure. So if the tech on Solana worked perfectly, why did so many DeFi users still lose everything? Because while the protocols have matured, we haven't. We have become addicted to hidden leverage. It's not just the degens on perps either. It was the safe positions that we all use to farm yield or airdrops, where you deposit SOL, borrow stablecoins, lend those stablecoins back, and you get paid a few percent to do this. It's free money, right? Maybe a way to free up some liquidity or avoid paying some taxes on gains? Wrong. What you're doing is shorting the dollar and longing volatility. You're introducing leverage on your SOL. When SOL drops 20% an hour, that safe loan becomes a liquidation engine. And here's the kicker, there's a tax trap. When you get liquidated, it's treated as a sale. So not only do you lose your principal, but you still owe taxes on the sale price of that collateral, leaving you on the hook to the IRS. Protocols are getting so good now that you can effortlessly open up a loop position. A lot of these loops are actually just highly leveraged positions. It's incredibly easy when you see a 50% APY and are as bullish as I am on SOL to think that it's free risk. But these are the positions that got absolutely wrecked on October 10th. We need to stop pretending that borrowing against volatile assets is a savings account. It's not. It's a levered bet. So going back to October 10th and whether DeFi really died that day, it was actually the wake-up call that we needed. The promise of crypto is peer-to-peer cash. It's about cutting out the middleman, not leveraging yourself into poverty. It's time to stop chasing airdrops with levered and looped position. If you do use DeFi, make sure that you want the yield and don't have significant risk of ruin. Here's what that looks like in practice. And this doesn't come without any smart contract risk. Number one, pure lending. Lend your stablecoins. You play the bank. You aren't guessing or betting on the price of SOL or other tokens. You're providing the liquidity that the market is desperate for and earning, up to 12 to 14% APY for doing so. Number two, staking. Stake your SOL, no leverage. What you're doing is securing the network and you earn yield from it that actually protects you from inflation. Number three, the no borrow rule. If you want exposure to SOL, buy SOL. If you want yield, I'd recommend lending stables. Never mix the two. The moment that you mix them is the moment that you introduce the risk of liquidation or ruin. October 10th didn't kill DeFi, it validated it. The banks closed, the centralized exchanges broke, but the code ran. The revolution is here and it works, but it demands responsibility. The guardrails aren't in the code. They have to be in your head. What Solana DeFi has built is the ultimate form of DeFi because you can instantly trade any asset, including stocks, metals, meme coins, and everything in between at the best price anywhere in the world with just an internet connection. After this crash, we've seen DEX trading on Solana actually flip Binance on spot Sol USD trading, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Solana is becoming the place to trade any asset and has even furthered this by listing Monad on day one and having more spot volume than all but 4 centralized exchanges and double that of Hyperliquid. Now that these protocols are so battle tested, it's time for us as users to mature with them and understand the implications of using DeFi. If you treat this technology with respect, it is the greatest wealth building tool in history. If you treat it like a slot machine, the house will always win. So with that, stay safe, stay liquid, and welcome to the future of finance.